Alright guys, so I'm going to walk you through the basics of MLA fairly quickly. MLA, Modern Language Association, is sort of the governing body which makes the rules and regulations for how you have to write if you write in any of the humanities disciplines. So there's a few rules and things you probably want to know. You probably know them, but I'm going to run through them anyways. So let's see if we can get the next slide here. So the basics of MLA, you want to use specific formatting to create very formal essays. Your first page should have a few things on it. In the top left corner, so right up here, you should have your name, the date, the course and section number, and the instructor's name. These should be double spaced, so not double spaced, just one double space between. You should also have page numbers in the top right corner of every page. Just Arabic, number 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you should also have a title. The title should only be one double space below the header. So you'll just finish your header, you'll click enter. If you have it on double space, you'll put your title, click enter again, and then you'll begin your text. Sometimes students want to do extra double spaces to try to take up room. We definitely don't want to do that. And also your title should be in regular font. Don't bold or underline it or anything like that. On your citations, so any idea, concept, quote, thought that comes from another person should be cited in text. And then you will also want to include a bibliography or works cited at the end. These two things are an absolute must for MLA. You must always have them. Citations should include at least the author's last name. If there's no known author, then you use the title of the work. For something like a book, it's usually the author's name and the page number. So for example, you would just write Twain space 225. No commas, no P dot, nothing like that. If it's like an article, then you're going to use something where you simply cite the author. So again, no need for the page number or anything like that. For websites without an author, you would do something like this. So CNN.com or something like that. For example, I've given you a few examples here. You can read through them yourselves. You can pause me if you need to. I've given you examples for books, articles, multiple authors, and even websites. One little thing to note down here, and it's something that students kind of always ask about because they're never quite sure. Your period always goes after a parenthetical citation. So it wouldn't be investigation, period, parentheses, Forbes. It's investigation, parentheses, Forbes, close parentheses, period. If there is no parenthetical citation, then it always goes in within the quotation marks. So it's just a little thing to know. This is important. Formatting must be in the following format: 12-point font, Times New Roman, Arial, or Cambria font only. I know sometimes students like to use a little bit larger font to try and eat up some space. Don't do it. I'm going to catch it every single time. I'm also going to catch it if you put it in 13 size font, so just don't do it. 1-inch margins all around. I think a lot of default settings have it on 1.25 on the left and right, which again just kind of takes up extra space. You want to make sure that your margins are correct before you submit your final paper. Double space your text, and then only one space between paragraphs. So if you go into the settings where it says paragraph, you can add don't include extra space between paragraphs. Make sure you click that, and then where it has the numbers that you can do, you want it to be no more than 6. So that should be all correct. The bibliography, you must always have a bibliography. You have to sort this alphabetically by the author's last name. And again, you cite authors to begin with as last, comma, first on a bibliography. And the information that you add from there just depends on the type of source. Usually you need the title, the source itself, the publication date, the publishing company or website or whatever source it may be, and then the medium, meaning print, web, etc. For example, on the bibliography, I've given you 3 here. Again, you can pause this if you need, take a screenshot of it. These are the 3 main ones you're going to be using in this class. So a book citation, I've given you the format right here. A work within an anthology, which is what you guys will be using a lot. So you guys will have, say, for example, an essay by John Keats. or a poem, you'd say Keats, John, the title of the poem, where it came from, the anthology name, any editors on it, the publishing city, the publishing company, and the year, and then what medium it's in. And then lastly, an online article, which you might be using for some of your research resources. You will want the last name, the title of the article, the name of the site, the date it was published, the medium, which would be web, and the date of access. If any of this information is not available to you, you just eliminate it and put the other information that is correct. So that's pretty much it. You have a full understanding, hopefully, of the basics of MLA and all of this week's materials. So what I'd like you to do to finish up this week is to go back to the week 1 folder, and you're going to take your final quiz of the week, and then you'll be done. So make sure that all of this is done by Sunday night at midnight, and hopefully you guys have had a nice little taste of the first week's information to help you guys get started next week.